New microphone, and I'm talking louder. Okay, I'm gonna skip the introductions here. Monster Man X, that's all you need to know. Have you ever walked into a GameStop, took a stroll around before purchasing whatever you were gonna purchase, and realized, gee golly, there's a lot of fucking titles on these walls. Half of them don't look that bad. The other half? Well, if you're like me, and you go into a video game store, it doesn't matter which one, and that comes to mind, congratulations, you're one of the small population that has sympathy. What I mean by that is, there's a lot of people out there that simply go by what a reviewer basically states on their little fucking websites. If that game does not get above an 8 or an 8, well, it's a fail. See, that's the problem now with today's society. We're so used to going on our sites and reading up on the latest things, and that's all good and dandy because I even do that. But then there's a whole point where we all have to read fucking reviews. And if the review's not good, well, I'm not going to go out and spend my hard-earned cash and buy that shit. So I'm going to let somebody else play the game with a completely different mindset than mine, and then see if their mindset is exactly how basically the title's going to play out. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. See, I'm one of those weirdos that tends to think, what would have happened if we didn't really have a society that's heavily based on reviews? And I know what you're thinking right now. Well, Monster, you could basically ignore these, and you could tune out these people. But it's very fucking hard to do that. When you're a gamer and you go on video game sites, there's only so much you could talk about. When you talk to people that like video games, there's only so much you could talk about. And that's the thing that really fucking grinds my gears, okay? The whole concept of reviews should be more so to point out, I guess, the flaws and the pros of the game. But there shouldn't, in my eyes, there shouldn't be a score. Because that score more so represents the person typing or writing up that review, more so than your opinion. So, that's my problem, and that's what I'm pissed off about. I picked up a game recently, known as Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. And I know what you're thinking. Well, isn't that just another Mario Kart clone? You know what? Fuck. Perhaps it is. Perhaps it's just a bunch of cartoon guys in racing go-karts with some weapons, and it is Mario Kart. But it's not. And that's the other thing. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why did I bring up those two titles? Here's the deal. I actually own Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. And therefore, by owning it, I could say what I feel about it. Now, what I feel is that game is 10 times better than Mario Kart Wii. And I don't even know, there is like no comparison. And yet, in every single review, what do they all follow in the review for that game? Well, it's quite simple. Well, it's very Mario Kart-esque, but it's not as good as Mario Kart. Yeah, stuff like that, essentially. And that's the problem. When everybody pretty much coincidentally shares the same opinion, you know something's fucking weird. Okay? The other thing is when they don't explain half of the shit that's in the title that actually makes it a better game than whatever it's going against, you know that's a fucking problem. And I know this goes unsaid for a lot of other titles. So don't even give me that shit. See, my problem is that with all the reviews now that we follow and go by and go out and pick up these titles, there's a lot of decent games out there that are going unnoticed every day. And you wonder, well, why are the sales so low? Or why are things not, doing well, I suppose. Well, it's because you're contributing to that fucking asshole thought that, if that review isn't good, I'm not going to pick up the title. Here's the thing. If you don't, there's no threat in this, hopefully it doesn't come out like this. If you don't pick up a title like something that's not critically acclaimed in the eyes of other people, you're ruining what could be great franchises in the future. You're ruining, just your own opinions in general. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy a shitty title. Believe me, I don't want any of you to go out and buy a Hello Kitty fucking video game. All I'm stating is that there's a lot of things out there that really should have been purchased or bought used or something, See, my concern is that whole philosophy of going by word of mouth or going by covers and stuff like that. And I know a lot of boxes right now suck. Like when they explain a game, it's really bad now. But I mean, that was how a lot of us did it back in the day, so to speak. Okay, I really did not live that back in the day, but I mean, the 90s. Come on, it's not like I went and fucking bought I didn't get any game magazines with reviews and stuff in it. So I mean, what else was I supposed to go by? And that's the other thing. I mean, that's how characters like Mario and Sonic got popular. It's like word of mouth and stuff. And I think that to me is more so better than scoring a game. Because in my eyes, to make a game takes a lot of manpower and a lot of hours and a lot of money. And maybe it's probably just me, but I really don't like the concept of scoring games. I mean, yeah, you'll know when a title's bad. You'll know it's bad. It could be, the videos, it could be the first glimpse. You could play it and say, wow, this is a terrible fucking title. But at the same time, I mean, I don't think that there's a lot of games out there that are really as bad as people state. I think people nowadays have such a high standard for games, especially like people who have an HD TV. Now, I myself don't have one. One day I will get one. I will. I can't afford it right now, but I mean, you got that going. You've got online for games, which I never thought, 10 years ago would ever, I guess, really be possible. I mean, there's, a lot of people out there that are really based upon graphics now, too. I mean, it's really hard to impress today's society as opposed to, 10 years ago. And they know it's like, oh yeah, stop living in the past because you knew this was going to happen, and all this shit. But in my eyes, everything happened so fast that we got spoiled somehow. I mean, really, think about this for a second, okay? That title for the Wii, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, sold several millions of copies. And it wasn't a graphics-heavy game, it didn't really have any online, and it only had really multiplayer. So what was the hype surrounded by that game? Well, it's the fact that it's not trying to really be anything other than itself. I may not be for the game, and I may have not purchased it, but I could still understand the concept of why people want to play that one as opposed to a heavy graphics, online, HD support, whatever fucking title. And this isn't, again, me talking for Nintendo. It's just the easiest thing to really put out there. I mean, you saw it. You saw this. If you look on any site, you could see the sales. They don't fucking lie, okay? I mean, I don't understand. I guess in my eyes, I don't really fucking understand the whole philosophy upon looking at reviews. Oh, well, I'm gonna wait for the review to come out because then I'll make my my opinion for purchasing the game. I just don't understand the concept of basing your own thoughts and feelings on a title upon someone else's. See, this is why I like sites like Kotaku, because they do reviews, but they just do pros and cons. They don't give you a score. They give you a generalized idea, per se, on what the title is like. And not really, this is a 4, this is a shoddy title, don't pick it up. So that's my fucking problem. Has anybody ever felt like this before, where reviews are just getting out of control now, and they reviewed your favorite title wrong, or something like that? Because I feel like that a lot. And I feel like there's a lot of good games out there that undersell or go without saying because of this. That, or it could be advertising. Just saying. Anyways, I'm sorry if I didn't get too fucking angry this week, but I don't feel the need to when there's a serious topic being brought up. So that's about it. Yeah, I'll be back, I promise. Reviews are coming for some titles too, but I can't really tell you that because then that would ruin the surprise. And then there'd be no point to the surprise because then I'd be ruining it. Oh, now I'm talking too much. Alright, I'm gonna get back to playing some Poke Crack. Peace.